Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing another day in the life. So today is a pretty busy day. It's Monday, October 17th, and it's almost 8:30 a.m. and I've already had a hectic day. I have about 8 patients to see today. And I just have so many text messages from this morning from people and like things that are just from the weekend. So I'm catching up on all of that. So follow along with me today to see what it's like to be a home health nurse. This morning has already been a little hectic. I've gotten like 2 text messages from patients' family members or patients themselves asking to reschedule or things have changed. So I'm working on that. And then I got an email about a patient who needs a urinalysis sample today, last minute, sometime this morning. But luckily, one of my LVNs I reached out to is able to help me out this morning. So I have to deal with that. My first patient isn't until around 9:30, so I'm working on all these last minute stuff right now. I'm gonna leave my place in about 30 minutes. It's 8:30 right now. And then start my day. I don't know when I'm gonna have time for lunch today. So today I stacked up a lot of my patients. 8 patients is normally the most that I see in a day just because it gets so busy. And the reason why I stacked it all up is because I'm actually leaving for vacation on Wednesday. So I want to make sure that I see majority of my patients before I leave and that my LVNs are only gonna cover the patients that need more than one visit, which is usually wound care.
I'll see you later. I'll see you later.
So today I'm going to be seeing about 8 patients. I've already seen one. It's 9:51. I saw my first patient at 9:30. So today's going to be a range of different patients that I'm going to be seeing. I'm going to be seeing patients to do an INR reading, midline, dressing change, wound care, and disease management, medication education. So the first patient that I saw is on warfarin. And when a patient is on warfarin, they have to monitor their INR because we need to make sure that they're at a therapeutic range when it comes to their medication. So the therapeutic range for someone who's on Coumadin, warfarin, is going to be a 2 to 3 INR, which is higher than what a normal person is. And how I do that is how I check it. It's basically like checking a a blood sugar test. So I have a coag check machine, and then I also have my strips, which is a little bit bigger, and then I also have this. I forgot what these are called. And once I get the results, I report it to the clinic for the patient, and if the patient's numbers are not within the therapeutic range, I always leave a message no matter what. And when it's not in a therapeutic range, they'll go ahead and call the patient back and let them know if they need to make some changes to their warfarin. Sometimes they'll hold it, sometimes they'll cut the dosage in half. And when it's not within the range, I typically ask the patient, what have you eaten? Any changes to your diet or anything? Sometimes you can figure it out, sometimes we can't. So I have to go back next week when I come back from vacation to check on the INR reading. Now for the next patient that I'm going to be seeing, this patient needs a midline dressing, and the crazy thing about home care or home health is that patients can literally administer their IV antibiotics themselves. And they don't need an IV pump like we do in the hospital. They normally come in these elastomeric pumps that'll show a picture here. So it's basically the ball with the medication inside the ball. It usually goes either at 50 mLs that I've seen, 100 mLs, or 250 mLs. Mixed in with whatever, normal saline, sterile water, whatever the pharmacy. The infusion pharmacy sends that over, as well as normal saline flushes, heparin flushes, dressing changes, and all that stuff. We usually have these attachments, extension sets. This is a 7-inch, which isn't long enough. Usually I get like the 14-inch one to attach, and the patient is able to administer the medication themselves, flush it themselves. The most important thing is educating. So I'm a little early today. It's about 10:30. My next patient is until 11:30, but I'm calling them to let them know that I'm probably going to be there around 11. See if they answer. Good. So I know we're scheduled today at 11:30, but I'm able to come sooner around 11. Is that okay? But yeah, so the next patient that I'm seeing is going to be a wound care patient, and so the history of this patient is that they have basically arterial disease. They had a blockage on one of their arteries, and it was causing circulation issues to the feet. So when you're having circulation issues to the feet, what happens is your skin basically starts to die down if there's no circulation. So we do wound care to monitor and see how it's going, make sure that it's not getting worse, or post-surgery they've had like a removal of a toe or something, then we provide wound care for that. So that's what the next appointment is for. It's going to be wound care. Okay guys, so it's 10:50. My next patient, I don't have to see them for till 11, so 10 minutes. I'm actually pretty tired, so I'm gonna take a 10-minute nap in my car and then see my next patient. So I'm gonna take a quick 10-minute nap. It's not my third patient today. It's around 11:48. My next patient is around 12 p.m. So I did take a quick nap, so I stopped by a place to get coffee so I can stay awake. I didn't have my coffee this morning just because it was already pretty hectic. So I got a honey lavender latte with almond milk, and then they also had a ham and cheese croissant, so I'm gonna have that. Alright guys, so it is about 12 p.m. I'm on my way to my next patient. This will be my fourth patient of the day. So this patient is going to be a urinary catheter management patient. And the patient recently had the catheter removed last week. They did a follow-up on Friday to see if the patient still needed to get the catheter placed in. So normally when they remove the catheter, the patient goes back in same day just to see. They'll do some tests to see if the patient's retaining any urine. So I don't know if they put a catheter back in Friday or they kept it out. So I'm gonna find out today on what the plan is. And 25 p.m. So I'm on to my sixth patient of the day. I still have 3 more in total left. So the next patient I have is going to be just a disease management, medication management, a patient who is newly diagnosed with atrial fibrillation. And so when patients get diagnosed with a new diagnosis, atrial fibrillation, you have to be able to assist them and educate them on what's the disease process, what are the new medications they're taking, what's it for, what's the patho behind a disease, why are they taking this medication, why it's important for them to take their medication. They should be logging their blood pressures. They should be, reducing sodium in their diet and all these things, what to watch for, when to call the doctor, when to call 911, when to go to the emergency room. So there's all these different factors that take place when a patient goes home from the hospital, because our goal is to make sure that they don't go back. The majority of that is looking at the new medications that they're on, and sometimes they don't follow it. And I really, really love when I walk in and the patients are very proactive in their health, meaning that their family is very supportive and helpful with them. They have a spouse that's very supportive as well, that'll help manage their medications. They're checking their blood pressure like every single day, twice a day, following the directions on the medications, listening to everything that I have to say, answering any questions. And so a lot of it is just basically listening to the patient's concerns and talking to them about it, because sometimes all it takes is a lifestyle change, like the diet, and just monitoring your blood pressure is just a new norm for them. And sometimes it's hard for them to transition into this part of suddenly having to do all these things for their health when they weren't doing anything at all, like not even checking blood pressure, not even watching what they eat. But now this particular patient is able to manage and track how much sodium they're eating, checking their blood pressure twice a day, following the instructions on the medications, and just being as proactive as I can to manage the disease. And the biggest thing that I remind them is, we have to find the balance between the changes that you can make that'll be long term, because we don't want to make drastic changes. If you make drastic changes, it's just not gonna help the patient long term, and there's a risk of them for getting sick again or not following what they need to follow. So this particular patient, I'm really happy with how it's going. Very supportive family, very proactive. So gas cost me like 70. Oh my god, I can't see. Gas cost me $75 for 12 gallons, I think. Yeah, $75 for, there goes my credit card, not my credit card, my card. $75 for 12 gallons. And I usually fill up my car like minimum once a week. Sometimes twice a week, depending on like how much I've driven and like if I took my car out that weekend or something. So that is how much it costs to get gas. And I do get reimbursed for mileage on the following pay period. So we get paid 63 cents a mile for the mileage that we do. And so the mileage starts from the first patient to the next patient to the next patient all the way up until the last patient. So that's how much I pay for gas. So it's officially 4:09. I'm done with my patients for today. I was starving, like my blood sugar was low, so I had to stop by McDonald's because I could not wait. Because I'm stopping by Ulta right now on the way home to pick up some nail polish. So I decided I'm just gonna do my own nail polish, because why would I pay for a whole entire manicure pedicure if like I'm not really supposed to have nail polish? So I'm just gonna do it myself. Anyways, I got a filet-o-fish meal because I'm starving. So I'm gonna eat this, go shopping, and go home, chart, wait till my husband gets home, and then go to the gym. So it's about almost 5:30, and I'm about to just finish on my charting. So technically I didn't take a lunch until like 4, so that last 30 minutes of my shift was basically like my lunch. This is my boys. This Chansey. So I let the boys out when I got home, and now I'm just gonna finish on charting and see how everything is. I should be done by the time my husband gets home, and then we're gonna get ready and head out to the gym. That's about 10 minutes away from us. So that is what the goal is.